Okay, so let's talk about one of the most overwhelming things when you first open Delta Force Mobile, the HUD. Like seriously, you open the game and suddenly your screen's packed with buttons everywhere, peek here, zipline there, two different fire buttons, and I'm like, bro, what is this, a cockpit? But chill, it's not as complicated as it looks. I'm gonna walk you through how to understand your HUD, how to customize it properly, and most importantly, how to make it yours without spending 30 minutes dragging buttons around and ending up more confused than before. Now listen, if you're serious about playing this game well, you gotta spend at least 10 minutes setting up your HUD. I know, no one wants to hear that, but trust me, it's like adjusting your seat in a race car before a match. You can't just jump in with default controls and expect to pop off. That's why I'm also dropping my HUD code for you guys. If you like my setup, you can just import it and tweak from there instead of starting from scratch. So let's start with how to actually share or copy a control layout. When you're inside the HUD edit screen, you will notice a little down arrow. That's what you wanna tap. It'll open up the size and transparency menu. Below that, you'll see three important options: sync, layout, and reset. Now pay attention to this sync thing because a lot of players mess it up and end up wiping their perfect layout. Let's say you're customizing your HUD in warfare mode and you wanna copy that same setup over to operation mode. Easy, just go to operation, tap on customize and hit sync. At the top of the screen, it'll literally tell you that your warfare layout is being copied over to operation. Done. But the mistake people make, they do it the other way around and accidentally sync the default layout over their custom one. If you've spent 10 minutes fine-tuning your buttons and accidentally override it with the default, bro, the pain is unreal. So double check before you hit that sync. Now the reset button does exactly what you'd expect. It wipes everything and set the controls back to default. So if you mess up your layout and want to start fresh, that's your emergency exit. And then there's the layout option, which is where the real magic happens. Tap on it and you'll see two presets. You can save your current layout, give it a name, something simple like 5-finger setup or support main or whatever you want, and then upload it. After that, go back to the layout screen and now you'll see the share button. Click it, hit generate, and boom, it gives you a HUD code. That code can be copied and shared and anyone can import your layout directly. I'll be sharing mine in the video and over on Discord so you can import it straight away and just adjust it to your liking. But here's what I suggest. Do all your HUD changes inside training mode. Why? Because it gives you time to experiment and see what works for you without the pressure of being in a match. Head to your loadout, pick any gun, click modify, and in the bottom left corner, you'll see the firing range option. Tap that and you're inside a safe space to move buttons around, test recoil, and figure out what layout feels most comfortable for your fingers. Let's break down the HUD a bit. In general, you want to focus on 3 zones: aim, fire, and movement. If you're playing on 2 fingers right now, I seriously recommend switching to at least 3. Even that small change will make a huge difference in how smoothly you move and shoot. Once you get the muscle memory, it's all muscle reflex after that. One of the most used combos in close combat is the peek and scope switch, and I swear I'm constantly spamming those. Here's why: it's simple. In close range, hip fire becomes really inaccurate, especially with certain guns, but when you peek and switch to your alternate scope, like a red dot or thermal, it tightens your recoil and gives you way more precision. I've shown some clips of this happening, so you'll see what I mean. It literally gives you the edge in those sweaty up-close fights. Now for me, I play on a 5-finger HUD. My left thumb handles the joystick for movement. The left index finger, that's for scope and peek. Then I've got the left middle finger tapping that fire button. On the right hand, my thumb controls aim to look and reload, while the right index handles crouch, jump, and dive. This setup gives me max control without crowding one area of the screen. Gadgets and tactical gear, I keep them close to my scope switch. That way, if something's ready, I can instantly pop it without searching the screen like I'm defusing a bomb. If you're playing as a support or medic class, make sure your heal and revive buttons are huge. No, seriously, you'll be using those more than your fire button sometimes, and you do not want to fumble with a tiny revive button while your teammates yelling, "Revive me bro." Now just to explain a few more HUD elements so you're not confused mid-fight, the lung button lets you hold your breath for longer when you're sniping, super helpful for lining up that one tap. The zipline button shows up when you're near ziplines to let you cross fast. Then there's the melee button, which you can use to knife enemies up close or pull off an execution if you're lucky. There's also a weapon inspection button and the quick switch button right next to it that helps you switch weapons instantly. Beside that, you'll find the sprint and chat buttons. You will also see 3 gadget slots and 1 tactical gear button. I keep one of them near my movement area so I can tap it without lifting my finger too far. And up top there's the emotes, stickers, voice chat, and mic control, which, let's be real, you'll either mute forever or accidentally tap mid-fight and yell into the void. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see your weapons, melee, and gearbox if you're playing Warfare. One really important icon to look out for is the hand symbol. This one lets you refill your supply at certain points. The plus symbol, this lets you toggle your weapon attachment mid-game. There's a lot going on, but it's nothing you can't handle. Take 10 to 15 minutes, hop into the firing range, start shifting things around based on your comfort, and once it feels right, you'll never want to go back to default. I've been tweaking mine constantly and now it feels like second nature. My HUD code is gonna be on screen and also in my Discord, so you can test it and see what works for you. That's it for the HUD guide. In the next video, we're diving into custom sensitivity settings and class-based controls, especially useful if you play recon or support roles. So if this helped you out, hit that like, drop a comment with your current HUD setup, and don't forget to subscribe.